1 year ago, I was strictly an IT project manager, and now today I have over 100 videos on my YouTube channel, which has pretty much been a living, breathing portfolio. This past summer, my wife and I made our first $1,000 doing a joint contract freelance video and photography gig. I pretty much have a roadmap for not only 2026, but going forward long-term in the future to eventually leave the corporate world behind and transition to doing what I really love to do and what is my passion, and that is video and all things creative. This is episode number 5, documenting my journey to be a full-time content creator, videographer, video editor, all things creative really with filmmaking. So I am turning the chapter, quote unquote, closing the book on 2025, 1 year since I started to embark on this journey, and we are starting to build for 2026.
Let's review and look back at my year in 2025.
A 1 year span in 2025, I pretty much uploaded about a little over 80 videos. And the content of my videos throughout this year has really varied and been a wide range of personal passion projects and interests. I started off doing gaming videos just because I felt like that was probably one of the easiest ways that I could generate content and do something that I also enjoy doing, which is playing video games. But outside of gaming, I've also done some videos kind of ad hoc on the side from time to time, showcasing my stock editing footage skills, my wife's cooking, artwork. I've also come out with my own Kansas City Chiefs fan podcast. So I've been trying to kind of experiment with a lot of my different interests, tastes, hobbies, things like that, so that I can come up with a bunch of different ideas and figure out what I'm good at, what do I enjoy, what could my niches be going forward. In terms of my first win this year, the freelance gig that my wife and I both got to do a joint video and photography gig, I would say the comparison of making $1,000 for about a month's time as opposed to making a regular paycheck, in some ways it felt a little bit more earned, like deservingly earned, because I worked really, really hard at it. And even though it wasn't the best job I've ever done, in my opinion, and I know I can do better going forward, and I learned a lot about myself in that experience of doing live event shooting, I think that I took away a lot more from that as opposed to kind of going through just what feels like a repetitive work day, a work week, getting a paycheck, and not feeling as challenged at my full-time job or as much ambition or motivation to want to work harder, do more, go above and beyond, try to climb the corporate ladder. I think creating something from nothing, from start to finish, and allowing those creative juices to flow, I think that was a lot more rewarding, and something that, out of all the good and bad and the things that I learned from mistakes, doing that freelance video gig for my first time, I think it was really beneficial. All right, so let's pivot to YouTube Shorts. Kind of said to myself, YouTube Shorts is gonna be a 2026 thing, but I'm glad that I started doing them recently because it's kind of given me new life when it comes to video and just YouTube in general. The first couple of shorts I made, I noticed instantly I was getting way more views than my regular videos on YouTube, and that's still the case. Remixing a video into a short is almost like giving yourself a secondary opportunity for people to see your video, to watch your short, to see your channel, get that kind of exposure. And so I've had a handful of shorts already that have, for my standards, they haven't gone viral, but for me, being very used to not getting many views on many of my videos, for some of my shorts to have over 1,000 or 2,000 views is pretty cool. I was definitely not expecting that kind of small incremental growth. So far, I don't really have a whole lot of subscribers. I don't have a whole lot of views on most of my videos. It's one of those things where I'm not letting it get me down. I'm not going to give up. This is not the only reason that I'm on YouTube and trying to be a creator and trying to make videos. So for right now, it's not something that is disappointing me all that much. It's something that I realize I'm going to get better at trying to make my channel, and channels plural, more focused when I do make podcasting its own separate thing, and I make the gaming videos its separate thing on a separate channel as well.
Project manager skills versus what I like to call creative chaos.
Like I said earlier, I am an IT project manager by day. I often live in Gantt charts kind of like this that I made for myself for my video creator journey. Project managers can work in waterfall or agile methodologies and frameworks. With the video stuff, it is kind of like that. It's not always linear. There are a lot of times where I've had to pivot, or I've had to kind of change course of thought. There are some things that I thought I valued at one point and that I don't really value as much anymore. For instance, I thought that I was pretty much going to be a freelance video editor, like one YouTuber that I found initially early on. And now I'm thinking, instead of just a video editor or a videographer, why not be more of a content creator and maybe even potentially a social media influencer one day? So something else that I've also used in addition to my master project plan, that Gantt chart that I showed, is I really like Figma. I have used this to design visually the way I see Alu2 Productions being as a brand, as an overarching umbrella, and the different things that I want to basically have be my niches or focus on my specializations. But I think heading to 2026, I've seen some better ways of strategizing from other creators and YouTubers out there. So rather than be so rigid and so defined to like the day and the week, I want everything kind of all in one place in terms of how I'm going to attack, not just continuing to make videos, but really monetizing and the things that I want to specialize in to get to that point along the way.
2026 strategy.
Alu2 Productions is still going to be that overarching umbrella, the flagship, so to speak. And underneath Alu2 Productions, I'll have separate channels on YouTube for Alu2 Gaming, Win or Lose Chiefs News, my Kansas City Chiefs fan podcast. I also want to expand that podcast onto things like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. In terms of income streams, because it is taking me a bit to get enough subscribers and enough views and total watch time hours to apply for YouTube's paid partner program, I have heard that affiliate marketing links and brand deals, they don't have minimum requirements to get started. So those are two things I'm going to explore, especially early on in 2026 when I come up with a very strategized plan about how to go about that. And I still do want to try to do some contract freelance work on sites like YouTube Jobs, Fiverr, Upwork, Himalayas. And then I also eventually want to maybe try my hand at applying for a contract part-time or even full-time job for an actual video editing or some kind of video related position. One thing that I found a bit interesting about Upwork is that it's not as simple as just creating a profile and trying to find jobs. You actually have to win work opportunities. So since I haven't really done a whole lot for other people, it's kind of hard to get started is what I'm finding, but I'm going to continue to be patient and try to find what's gonna work best. If I have to go on Fiverr and do a job for like literally $5, that might be something I have to start out with.
The why behind what I'm doing and my goals for 2026. 2025 was about finding my voice and getting comfortable on camera. 2026 is now about the business of being a creator. The goal is no longer just to make videos anymore. It's to replace my corporate income eventually so I can do this every single day. So I would encourage anyone out there watching this who also might feel like me, stuck in a 9-to-5, just remember, the grind is hard, but the portfolio is permanent.
So to wrap up today's video, episode 5 of my monthly content creator vlog documenting my journey, if you're a gamer, a subscriber, or even just someone who stumbled upon this video, let's see if me, a current IT project manager, can really make it in the creator economy and in the world as a content creator. So stay tuned. We're going into 2026. It's time to get to work. Thanks for watching.